Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Today's January 6th, 2020. Is Graham Trades 2.5 here, and just wanted to bring you another little recap here. So, this was my trade from Friday. Took a small loss on this OTLK on the gap down. Entry price was 0.85. I got it in pre-market, and I tried to be really safe about it and took a decent loss of $60, just about. Well, 70 really because of the commissions I took on from Interactive Brokers. But this could have been a solid gain, like I wrote right here. It was close to a $50 gain. Just small, small stuff, guys, because I'm splitting my accounts so that I could trade more often instead of having all of my around 10 grand in just one account, right? So, anyways, so I got in on this gap down here. Well, I thought it was gonna turn out to be a gap down, but I think it actually gapped up or slightly gapped down, but not enough. So right here, I got in a pre-market right around there at 0.85 ish, and I had an opportunity to make a $50 gain, very very small. There wasn't any more shares to short at the moment, so I couldn't get in more, and I was having a problem with my other brokers, so I let this thing squeeze back on up, and I exited out for a $60 loss. Today, though, I played the same exact play, except this time it actually gapped down. I got in pre-market with about 500 shares here. The total amount of shares I wanted to short and the total amount that I was going to be able to short was 1,000 shares. Well, actually 1,100 shares. But so I got in 500 right there, right before the bell, and then I added some right at the bell, and it shot up to 101, but then got stuffed, which really just motivated me to stay in and made me feel like I was correct on my play here. And then it came down, bounced a little, tried to hit VWAP, and just collapsed. I got out with an average at 0.8777 or 772 or something like that. I actually got out like about 700 shares out around here in the 0.88 area, and then I had an opportunity to get out at 8.8, but it just bounced so quickly that I couldn't put in the order quick enough, and it just squeezed on back on up, and I tried to give it some time. I saw some bidders coming up on in here, so I thought, what, I'll just take this little 80 something dollar win and walk away from this play. And that's exactly what I did. I got out the rest right here, but the average was 0.8777 or whatever for a gain of 95 minus the 10, about 85, $84 on the day there. So good trade here. A couple other things that were moving today that I didn't get into, but I was really considering it was CB. What was it? CB. Oh, right there. CTIB. CTIB. This thing had a PR that came out about a right here. Non-binding letter of intent to divest its subsidiary in Guadalajara for $4 million. So, anyways, this thing's a low floater. Mainly, it was the chart pattern that got this thing running. It was getting squeezed between the 50 moving average and the 13 EMA, and just they crossed. It popped right on over, and volume just shot into this thing. And there's multiple opportunities to get in on this. I mean, if you really stretch this thing out, whoops, you could see that there was support here, right around here at $3. Maybe would have been a better support area. I was trying to get in when it got halted the first time, but it didn't pull back far enough. I was trying to get in maybe 155, 160. But it didn't get there. It just bounced off of this VWAP here and just spiked on up. Spiked on up really, really hard and just pushed on, and I was basically not trying to get into it anymore, just because at this point it was already up, what, 255%. So I was definitely just trying to stay away at that point and just, you know, wait it out, wait for the backside of the move, which may be here, but you know what, it's on the first green day, so it's still very, very bullish. As long as it holds about 50% of its gain, it's still very, very strong, and this is actually pretty close to half of its total gain here. Um, so yeah, I think this still has a lot of moving to do. A lot of bag holders are up here. Obviously, you see all this volume here, and this will be a good opportunity. I'm thinking maybe in the next couple of days to short into, but these low floaters are so scary. They move so quickly, and shorting is so scary when you're dealing with these small floats, small cap stocks. But I'll keep on keeping an eye out. Nothing else is really popping off right now. Nothing that I like. Um, MTL, that's one that's moving pretty well. And nothing really that I'm interested in, to be honest. You know, I really try to look for volume. Not much volume there, but I'll keep an eye on it. Oh, here was a good play to get into. Oh, well, no, not enough. Um, NIO. NIO was having a gap up pre-market. And remember, look at all these shares. 400 million shares, 430 million shares traded here. 215 million shares traded here. So there's a lot of bag holders up here. And the fact that it had this huge day and then gapped up and got stuffed at 450 shows that there's a lot of resistance up there. And that's why pre-market today it shot up to 450 and immediately got sold into. Got sold into and just could not recover. I was looking at it, but I just did not want to take a risk on this play right now. I'm just trying to be very consistent, very small, very precise about my plays. But look at this. This could have been a huge winner. Getting in 430, risking off of 450, a hard stop at 450, or this high right here if you want, 455, but more likely 450. And I mean, I had a ton to gain, about 10, 12%, 11%, 10% if you played it perfectly. But even if you didn't, walk away with 5% on your trade. That's pretty solid. All right, guys. Well, that's about it for today. Small gain, a little $84 on my Interactive Brokers account, which has about $2,800 in it. Just slowly grinding up in there, trying to make this thing happen. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. Happy New Year. See you.